Hello everyone. This is sort of take two of the post I made yesterday. I won't record the whole thing again. I'll just continue from where I was, and you'll have to watch both parts if you're really that interested in the whole story. I apologise for my appearance once again. I still haven't shaved yet, so thankfully on webcam you can't see it properly, but I do have a really grubby sort of beard coming along now. And I've brought an extra light down today to try and improve the lighting, but it hasn't. It's just created sort of weird, spooky effect rather than actually made me a lot more visible. But anyway, I finished off yesterday talking about the new flat. It's an old townhouse. I'm not sure what period it's from actually. I suppose I could find out, but I don't really think it matters. It's a very beautiful house, very beautiful area. There's an old church just across the road there, and it has a lot of greenery around it. It's very very pretty. I'm literally a 2 minute walk from being able to see the sea from a really good view. So yeah, it's a good location. It's it's sort of in the middle of campus and town, so I'm equal distance from both, just about. So it's convenient in those sort of circumstances. So yeah, it's nice. Perhaps one day I'll either take you on a guided tour of the place, and that'll be like one of my blogs, um, or I'll just take pictures and post them on Tumblr. I don't know yet. Maybe. I'm not really sure if the house, well, sorry, the flat is that interesting enough to warrant sort of taking pictures or videos. I'm not even sure if it's really interesting enough to talk about, but there we go. It's my video blog. It's a diary. There we go. But that covered up to Saturday. Sunday, spent the day chilling basically. I did a bit of shopping, bought some new jeans, some new trousers, um, some new bedding, a few other bits and bobs that I needed. Still needed some other parts. For example, we don't have a decent frying pan. I was told before we moved in that we wouldn't need to buy anything like that because our landlord had bought new things in, which is fair enough. There is a decent amount of things here. There's enough, but not for me because I like to cook certain things and cook in a certain way, and I need the right equipment for it. So rather than have my father drive all the way up here, bringing up the bits that I didn't bring, I will just buy new. Probably won't work out any more expensive, and it means I don't have to bother my father then. So last night after I left you, um, Hannah and Des came back from meeting Abby. I think I mentioned that in the video yesterday. And Des and I played a bit of Xbox while the girls were drinking. The girls got a bit drunk and decided they wanted to go out. And then they spent a while bullying Des into saying, yes, let's go out. Eventually we did go out, and it was a good night. On the whole, it was a good night. We didn't really go anywhere else. We just went straight to the club. We did all our drinking in the house beforehand. And it was fun. It wasn't overly crowded, but it wasn't empty. So it was nice just to get back out there. There was a bit of drama between Des and Hannah because Des didn't really want to go out in the first place, and then when he wanted to come home, Hannah didn't. To be honest, I love Des and Hannah, but as far as a couple go, they can be a bit annoying. They seem to go from one extreme to the other, where they'll be overly happy, overly smoochy, and it's like vomit inducing, especially when you're a single guy. Yeah, I've been single for a long time now, and you see things like that. And then it goes to the other extreme where either one of them could be being outrageously stubborn about something or be overstretch the mark. Like yesterday, for example, Hannah was wearing a vest top, which she wears vest tops a lot, and Hannah does have quite an ample bosom. so she has a bit of cleavage showing, and Des was not happy about that at all. He bullied her into changing, that resulted in him actually carrying her upstairs to change, which is a little bit intense. He came to me later and he asked me, was he being too harsh? And I said, yes, Des, you were. And then I find out when we were out drinking last night that the reason they'd done that is because Des was jealous because he thought I was pervy on Hannah, which I can assure you all I wasn't. Hannah and I have always had a rocky friendship in the first year, but over the second year we grew really quite close, and it's never been sexual, nothing like that ever. We're more like brother and sister, so the idea of her as a sexual being didn't appeal to me at all. So Des is kind of overreacting. I don't think it helped when I told her about when I cuckolded a guy over the summer, which he's not the first person to have got paranoid about it. Again, it's kind of frustrating because I feel like I didn't actually do anything wrong in that situation. It's a little bit immoral, yes, to hook up with somebody that you know has a partner. But I was single. I wasn't breaking any laws. It wasn't as if it was a friend of mine. If it had been a friend of mine, yeah, I'd have been crossing lines definitely. I don't even like the guy. I felt bad about it ever since. But it seems like I am copping a lot of flack for it. So I know I shouldn't have done it. It's just one of those things, when you genuinely care about someone, when you genuinely want to be around them, sometimes, even when the circumstances are against you, you go with it. You sort of, those feelings take over, the emotional and sexual, and all of those feelings sort of take over, and they stop you from making rational decisions, maybe make you act a little immoral. But again, I'm being painted as some kind of hypocrite. As far as I'm aware, the guy who I cuckolded before didn't even know about it, so nothing ever. They're still a couple, so it's not as if I ruined anything. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the relationship's kind of strange, Hannah and Des, because they seem to go from one extreme to the other, and they've both got emotional issues, possibly even diagnosable psychological issues. They both display symptoms for certain things. I know Hannah's had problems with psychological things before, and she had to keep it largely quiet because the university caught hold of any of it. They wouldn't have let her on the course. And Des definitely has issues. He started counselling now and anger management. That's all been sorted today. Anyway, enough about Des and Hannah because you don't really know either of them. Now, I might have mentioned them once or twice before, we don't know. So yeah, we were out last night in the club, and there was this really, really, really drunk girl there who, she's attractive. She's a blonde, which I know is not really my thing, but she was attractive enough. And she was stumbling all over the club. She sort of stumbled around me several times and would lean in. It would appear like she was going to talk in my ear. You know how it is in clubs, and you can't always talk to people properly because of how loud it is. So you whisper in someone's ear, or you talk in someone's ear. And it looked like she was leaning in to do that, and she would just sort of stumble away instead. And she did that several times while looking at me and smiling a lot. I didn't really think anything of it. Why would I? She was drunk, so anyway, wait. I go to say goodbye to Nathan, who was on stage. At this point, I'll explain Nathan is, before Des moved here, the only male friend I've had in Scarborough for a long time. And when he saw me last night, he came running over. I mean, literally, he ran across the dance floor, wrapped his arms around me, gave me the biggest hug ever. and was all like, "I really missed you, love." And we shared a very tender but firm and manly embrace that lasted perhaps a little longer than most hugs between guys who are straight and not sexually attracted to each other probably should. I always wondered why people thought that he and I might be a little bit gay together. I think it's just because neither of us have many male friends here. We're used to female company, so sharing male company between us was good. So anyway, I went to say goodbye to him last night on the stage, and someone kept bumping into me on the stage. So I turned around, and there's the drunk girl, being drunk, grinding on this like pole slash barrier thing that was on the stage, like grinding on it, like grinding into me. I'm just like, oh, for God's sake. And Nathan and I carried on talking, and I tried to ignore it. And she then kind of threw herself on me. And again, I thought she was going to talk to me. I thought she was actually going to, actually physically talk to me. No, again, she didn't. It was a case of, again, she might have been a mute or something. I don't know if she even could talk. Or she was deaf or something, because she was trying to talk. It looked like she was trying to talk, but she didn't. And she kind of drapes herself all over me. I'm like, oh, awkward. I looked over to the girls because they were waiting for me, and they were pissing themselves laughing, and I'm like, yeah, it's not that funny. So yeah, again, if she hadn't been drunk, I might have allowed something to happen. But in the end, I just asked her if she was okay. Again, she didn't. She just giggled. She giggled a lot rather than actually speaking. So, no, thank you. And quite weird. And the fact is, if she hadn't been so drunk, she probably wouldn't have even bothered with me anyway. So, it's one of those catch-22s. I don't want to hook up with a drunk girl, but unless she's drunk, she's probably not going to make a move. So, what do you do? It's crazy. That's neither here nor there. I'll round off this video now with saying that the new barmaid, she's blonde. She was wearing this sort of Beatles t-shirt, as in the Beatles, the band. And I'm not sure if she's even a real fan. You kind of get that feeling that when you see a girl wearing the Beatles t-shirt, she's probably not actually a fan. She's more of a hipster. She'd seen it in New Look or whatever, and bought it to look cool. So she might have been one of those. I don't know. I'm not particularly a Beatles fan anyway, so I don't really care. But yeah, she was right up my alley. Again, maybe over the year I'll get chances to to play that out. I don't know. I'll see. So yeah, that was last night. It was a good night. Like I said, a little bit of drama towards the end, which sort of ruined it for Des and Hannah. It didn't ruin it for me. I thought it was a good night. Today we got confirmation on when they're fitting the internet, and it will be fitted in this place on the 4th of October. So I should be back online in my flat from the 4th of October, which is 2 weeks today. Annoying, I know. But you get a break from me. I hopefully have these videos loaded up before then, because I'll go up to the university to post them anyway. So yeah, don't be a stranger. Comment, talk to me. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like what you hear. You don't. Ask me questions, anything you want. I am very open. I'd like to make this a lot more interactive. I haven't been able to get on Tumblr properly. I've been logging on when I go up to the university or down to the library. I have asked messages from people asking where I am, why I'm not online, etc. It's clearly people not looking at my actual blog, because I've been posting about why I'm not online on my blog. Because I can still make text posts on my phone, but it's a lot harder to use it properly when you're on your phone anyway, and I can't access the messages with the application I used. So there we go. I'm back in Scarborough. I'm happy, and it's the start of a new year, the start of a new adventure. I'll keep you all updated with that adventure as and when it unfolds. In the meantime, stay beautiful, keep blogging, and we'll talk later. Okay? Stay beautiful, people.